The Charleston Riverdogs is now affiliated with the Tampa Bay Rays. Today, I talked with the Riverdogs president and GM, Dave Echols, for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Dave Echols, welcome back to the award-winning Quintin's Close-Ups.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think it's been a little while. I appreciate the call. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Obviously, you are the president of the Charleston Riverdogs, and you all have some exciting news. Obviously, the Charleston Riverdogs will become an affiliate with the Tampa Bay Rays, that is. And I know from WCBD that you all were invited to become an affiliate of Tampa Bay Rays. It comes after the New York Yankees ended their 16 relationship with you all in the fall. And I know invitations were sent to 119 teams to be a part of the Major League Baseball minor league system. What is that invitation process like?
Well, it's a new one. So we're experiencing it for the first time. And I've been doing this for close to 30 years. And the old way of doing things, you would have a major league partner, and then both of you would decide to extend, or one of you would decide to end. And if you decided to end, you would negotiate with as many of the other major league teams as you wanted. Now, with this new system that Major League Baseball is instituting, we just are sitting around waiting for Major League Baseball to tell us who our partner is. And to great news for us, it's the Tampa Bay Rays. We've had a relationship with them before. They're a great organization to work with. They gave us great players, both professionally on the field and out in the community. So we're thrilled to partner with the Rays again. And we had a great run with the Yankees. It was 16 years of fun, but we're excited about the Rays, and we're ready for 21 to be here so we can start some baseball.
And how many players are you expecting from the Tampa Bay Rays?
Well, it should be the same contingent. It should be the same number. We'll get around 20, 25 players that will be sent to us every year, just like we had been with the Yankees and the Rays prior. So nothing that our fans will see on the field should be any different. You'll see players wearing our uniforms and running around as Riverdogs learning the game of baseball, and nothing the fans will see should be different from the experience walking into the ballpark. The Riverdogs atmosphere and the fun that we provide will still be there. The changes that are happening with the partnership with Major League Baseball is all on the backside. It's the part that the Riverdogs staff, my staff and I, that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. So that's really what's changing. And that's just going to take us a little bit of time understanding what they want. But again, the outreach and what the fans see coming through the gates won't change.
What do they want to see right now?
Well, right now they're just trying to get a better handle on facilities, standards, and player wellness. So we're able to show them a great facility. The city and the community has been extremely supportive with the upkeep and the way the Joes handled almost 25 years. Right. And then player wellness, they're restructuring to just make the players the hours on the bus and the trips to all the different markets and teams. They're trying to make that a little more centrally located. So again, it's easier on the player. So there's more to it than that, but those are the easiest talking points.
And let me ask you this too, Dave. Will you all stay in the SAL and play in Columbia frequently?
Well, more than likely we'll have to have a different league name, and because so we won't be called the South Atlantic League anymore. And because Major League Baseball restructured, we will be playing different markets. So some of the markets that our fans used to see coming to Charleston or that we would go to play, they'll be in a different league now, and then new teams will be coming in, and so we'll be meshing with those and trying to create a schedule. We don't have a league name yet, and we don't have a schedule yet, but we do know based on the way the news came out yesterday that there's going to be new teams that we'll be playing against. I would think the way things are right now, we would still be playing against Columbia. We'd still be playing against Augusta or North Augusta, and we might even be playing against Myrtle Beach now. But it looks like we probably wouldn't be playing against Greenville anymore. So a little bit of a change, both pros and cons, certainly. But we're not going to find anything out on that 100% until after the new year.
And what level will you all now be at?
Well, again, so things could still change, but the way the invitation came out will still be what is considered low A ball. So based on what we were promoting to everybody for the last 25 years, that's the same thing. So nothing's changing in that ring.
And I know that the River Dogs and the Rays announced a player development contract. What exactly is that contract?
Well, it literally just means we're agreeing that Tampa is going to send players to us, and we're going to operate the facility in the correct manner that they would want their players associated with. And then there's a larger agreement that is being still worked on, that is Major League Baseball is now who we're working in conjunction with, and we're trying to work out the details of how they would like the players handled and how they'd like games operated. So we're still going through a lot of the legalese and that side, but this was a nice first step to say, hey, baseball's not going away from Charleston, and our new partner now will be the Rays, which, you know, we've had before. So it should be fun.
Fun. And I know you talked earlier about player wellness. What can we expect as fans when we come into the Joe Raleigh Stadium in April?
Well, hopefully that pandemic, we're making a lot of progress, and April will be the time we can open up. That's what we're targeting, and that's what we're planning for. So hopefully everything comes together and allows that to happen. But as fans walking through the ballpark, you're going to see the same thing the Riverdogs have been doing for 25 years. We're going to take care of your safety. We're going to let you know that we're clean. We're going to let you know that we're taking all precautions that we need to execute our fun is good mentality. So you come through the ballpark, you're still going to have that. You know, you're going to run into Charlie. You're going to still run into the smiling faces of our work team. You're going to be able to get all kinds of unique food and beverage from our concession operations. You're going to get to the stands. You're going to feel the breeze off the Ashley River. Yeah. And you're going to sit down and enjoy a great baseball game for 2 to 3 hours. And we're going to entertain you with music and promotions during it. So none of that's going to change. Player wellness will just mean, you know, hopefully they're working less hours. Hopefully they're traveling on the roads less. Hopefully the major league teams are able to pay them a little bit more. I think that's all of what they're talking about going in from a player perspective. But that's not something that we control. That's something the Tampa Rays control. What we control is the venue, and when we open the gates, the fan experience. And knock on wood, nothing should change. And if anything, we've had a whole year to improve it.
Right, exactly right.
And I haven't seen you at the ballpark in a year, so
right.
Hopefully things will be even better for everybody when they come through.
And let me talk to you about it. When will the merchandise come out?
Well, we're not changing the name and the color schemes right now, and no real plans to. So we're still the Riverdogs. So the merchandise items and what have you is really the same. We introduce new items every year for that, and we will have some new items in there that promote the Riverdogs and the Rays partnership. So there'll be some T-shirts and some caps and some novelties, but that'll be ready, you know, after the new year. Right now, it's still a regular Riverdogs store where you can go online and buy anything Riverdogs. We'll just be taking down the stuff that has the Yankee logo on it. And just from the historical standpoint, we didn't have a whole lot of that anyway. So it's Riverdogs brand. That's not changing. The name Riverdogs, the look, that's still the same.
And any new items coming this year to our food?
Oh, absolutely. Our head chef, executive chef, Josh Shea, is fast at working on ideas to launch to the fans. I mean, you know, we're still trying to get a handle on what the pandemic's going to mean and what everybody's comfortable with. So, you know, for our purposes, that's going to mean trying to identify food items that is a little quicker prepared and makes the transaction time a little shorter, but still trying not to lose some of that uniqueness that we're known for. So there's going to be some new items put out, but we're still in the testing stages trying to figure out what we like, what we think makes the most sense. But the short answer is yes, there's going to be new items. But I think when fans do come in, we are going to try to streamline the experience. So whether it's doing it all online and having the food brought to you, and or just kind of simplifying the menu choices. So we may not have as many, but there's going to still be some new unique items.
Now, what have you tested thus far that you actually like?
Well, Josh brings us something every week, so that's a hard answer to give. I mean, he's looking at everything from your proteins to your beverages, so and everything in between. So he's got a lot on his plate to try to come up with, but it's a lot of fun watching him do it. And and it's a lot of fun being in the tasting kitchen for sure.
Oh, I bet. And you talked earlier about the players should be able, that is, to get paid more. What should that be ideally?
Well, that's above my pay grade. The way Major League Baseball and the way our industry works, which is a little bit different than if you talk to Rob and the Stingrays, or if you talk to Mike with the Battery, the Riverdogs are not paying our players. The Major League team, in this case, the Tampa Rays, are paying them. So they decide how to handle their pay scale of their players. Just historically, minor league players don't get a lot of money. And so part of restructuring player wellness from Major League's perspective was to try to take a look at that and see how they could try to raise that up. And where they're taking that number, I don't know. And again, that's not in our purview. So, but it does seem like they are making progress there, which is a good thing, whether you're having players from out of the U.S. or U.S. players that we're cultivating. You want to see them get as much as they can to make a living. And hopefully this is a step in doing that for them.
Dave Echols, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thanks for having me, Quintin. Look forward to seeing you at the ballpark.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.